got a text. I got a text. Okay. It's shout out to my subby honey. It's shout out to Lori. Okay. Because we get into some things tonight. Mm-hmm. Y'all, what I need y'all to understand is hell no. That's how we coming off the top. I know y'all cannot stand Ace. I completely understand. But baby, Ace can be a key for sure, baby. It's giving heavy on the hell no. All right, we have to get into some things. We have to talk about this latest episode, and I'm ready for us to chat about it. Please make sure as you come into the video, you are liking up the video. Shout out to everybody because y'all know I'm trying to hit like 95,000 subscribers, and let me see where we are because a lot of you guys ended up subscribing. So thank you guys so much. So let's see what we looking like real quick. Little piece of calculations here. Okay. All right, good. We're doing good. I'm like 76 people away from hitting 95,000 subscribers. So definitely make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And thank you so much. All right. I appreciate it. Make sure you're sharing the video and also liking up the video. Liking the video definitely helps the channel as well. And it definitely helps this video to perform well. So shout out to y'all that come in. And also, now I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm not gonna be going live every night, okay? However, I do feel like these past few nights have been pretty good. So I'm like, okay, let's hop online and let's chat about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into some things. Now, Thursday, I will say I will not be live because, well, I'll be live, but it won't be about Love Island, okay? I do a panel called the Ooh Ladies First panel, and we talk about a lot of hot topics as well as other reality shows like Real Housewives, not so much as Love Island, okay? So that video will be up for you guys on that Friday, and then we'll get back to it on that Friday night. Hello, okay? On a Friday night. Anywho, let us go ahead and let me just get to the top of the episode, y'all. Y'all, let me know in the chat how y'all feeling about Jeremiah's decision. How I was when I tell y'all my mouth was when everybody else's mouth was like my mouth was like that. So I was so shocked, y'all. I'm not now I got it wrong earlier because I said when they were like, oh, you know, an islander will go home. And I'm like, okay, it's about the same amount of boys, same amount of guys. So if the guys are technically choosing the girls, then how does this work? Because I thought it was the girls' turn to choose. So I said, damn, I said, you know what's gonna happen? I said, Iris finna go home because Jeremiah finna go back to Huda. Girl, I don't think I've ever been so happy to be wrong. Just a little bit. I was very surprised, was not expecting that because I thought Iris was going to be definitely out of here. Okay. But you know what? I also have to clock the Islanders tea because a lot of y'all do this. A lot of y'all do this, but y'all really don't be about what y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Cause y'all was up there huddling up earlier, earlier that day, and y'all was acting like y'all was sick of the right. But when it came down to you putting your putting your feet where your mouth at, y'all feet led y'all in a different direction, which is very interesting. However, some of you guys, I did understand why you made the choices that you made. Okay, I do understand, but let's go ahead and start off like we do um at the top of the episode. And let me I'm gonna get into it, I promise, but I want to say these things. First of all, I do feel like Jeremiah, you're full of that's just what that is. But don't think that because we're calling out Jeremiah, it excuses any of the behavior from Huda. And what I love is how the Islanders experiencing everything in the villa was feeling how a lot of the audience was feeling. You know what I'm saying? So we see each other. Okay. Now Huda and Jeremiah, so they're picking up the conversation where they left off over in the speakeasy, and she says that he told her how he would treat her, and he did the complete opposite. Now I don't really know what Jeremiah told her how he would treat her, but I still don't understand how he's 100% wrong when America made the vote. I feel like she's putting a lot of weight on the fact that, oh, you didn't check on me. I think she's using that as an excuse when she's really trying to put America's decision off on him. And I just can't really agree with that. And I do feel like, I mean, you wanted him to be up under you and check on you the whole damn night, okay? No, I don't care how nobody feel. No, okay. The man hugged you when y'all was all down there. All right. And he processed an SHI too. Okay. It was a lot for everybody. Hell, you had the other people, the bombshells, they didn't even want to go down there and be around y'all because it was so much energy and so much stuff going on. You got Miss Girl, they over there. Not only are they processing somebody leaving, this entire process, America voting, what are they trying to tell me? But they also got to process the fact that Hannah is the reason that Charlie is out, and she done sat her ass up there and cried us literally a river. After y'all just sat up there and witnessed their Titanic moment with the whispering and touching of the damn foreheads. Okay, Hannah, you get on you get on my nerves. Yes, you do. I don't know why you act like you always in a Lifetime movie. I don't know what that is about it, but you get on my nerves. And I definitely felt Taylor when he said, "Girl, hush." Okay, or whatever he told you. I was with Taylor, but let's get into it. Okay, so Huda and Jeremiah are talking. He says to her that he would never call her out her name, like calling her a BIT and all of that. Obviously, he's saying that to her because he didn't like that she said those things about him. Okay, she says any man out there would have went straight to their girl afterwards. Any man out there would have went straight to their girl. Jeremiah is like, okay, so I'm not a man. Okay, I feel like that could have been a bit of deflecting. She just said any of the men out there would have probably went to that girl, and you just processed it as her telling you that you're not a man. Either that or they cut that, they edited that piece a little different. I'm like, what? Okay, y'all definitely don't need to be together. It's just like y'all have some serious communication issues. So, he says he likes a lot of things about her, but then he says, but then they have such different values and expectations. She says she doesn't think that makes her Oh no, no. She said that he does things that makes her think he isn't as interested in her as she may think. Okay. And then she brings up the pancake situation. He like, oh my God, so we talking about this again. And she was like, no, not really. We ain't really talking about that. He's like, the fact that we are talking about it and you bringing it up is really nuts. And she says that she thinks that was a perfect time for him to step up. And I mean, like, how do you want, Huda is confusing. Like, how do you want him to step up when he just stepped up and brought you some food? And then you didn't even tell him that the pancakes were not even finished or cooked right, giving him the opportunity to fix it. You automatically did it yourself, went and got Taylor for help, and then told him afterwards. So why didn't you just go to him and say, hey, babe, these aren't even cooked right? You could have just said that like in the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? So come on. So then goes on to say, she says that she thinks that this was the perfect time for them to step up, and that is clear to the people in the villa and America that he's done things to show that he isn't interested. When can somebody, when are y'all gonna have some type of challenge to let her know? Well, first of all, she gonna find out via them text message, not text message, but the tweet challenge. Whenever they do the tweets, that's when she really gonna find out what America was really thinking about her. So he says he thinks she has it flipped. I said, now listen, I'm with you here, sir. He says he thinks she's done unhealthy things. He feels like she's done unhealthy things for America to have, made the decision that they made. She says, so you think America hates me? I was like, girl, the silence was everything because he got quiet. He didn't say anything. You think America hates me? And I'm like, hate is such a strong, we don't know you like that. We only know what you show us on the show. All right. And I don't think we hate you. No, you're a mom. We don't hate you. We don't hate moms. No, absolutely not. However, we don't like you. Okay? We don't like you. And because you crashed out so early on, you still got about maybe a month to go or so. Like, you got time to win the people over. I'm not willing to be won over at this particular time. But we shall see. So then says that his actions could have convinced America otherwise, and they see him doing the bare minimum. No, it's not that he doing the bare minimum, but we definitely see you doing the most. Okay. Yes, we do. We do as Americans. We definitely see that. So Jeremiah apologizes again and says he never lied to her. He says Iris is not his type. But let me tell you, when he said Iris is not his type, And Hood is still mad. Like, we had that long conversation and you still waiting. You laid in the bed with her again that night. Like, Hood calm the down, girl. He wasn't even doing that in the bed. I could see if he was hugged up with the girl, filling up on her, doing the things that y'all do in the bed together, maybe. But they're literally on opposite sides. Girl, you literally two beds down, and it's still literally just 2 weeks in. Shout out to my girl Alandria because she's smart and she got to see. You feel what I'm saying? But when he said this girl Iris wasn't even his type, I was like, that is on our list. They will be adding that to movie night. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. That's gonna be added to movie night. And another thing, you know what else need to be added to movie night? Austin talking that shit. Yeah, 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 yeah. They need to add that. Add Austin talking that shit about Ace now. Okay, go add that to the list so we can get into some things. Mm-hmm. So he said, just know leaving here, I really did elf with you, and I have no regrets choosing you and no one else. So she tells him that he really hurt her, and I said, okay, I feel like her walls coming down now, honey. The walls is coming down now, honey. She about to let him back in some kind of way, and I'm like, girl, he ain't even doing nothing. And I really don't care that he really didn't sit up under your ass all night while you cried and all of that. I just really don't care. I really don't. Okay. Anywho, so Austin and Amaya are talking, and yeah, okay, so they're talking, and then Amaya tells him that he's a genuinely nice guy. Austin says that, I guess she asked him like how or why is he like that, and he brings up high school and how he had a friend group and everybody backstabbed each other, and he's really not that type of person. If he got an issue with you, he'd rather come to you and tell you that he got an issue, and then they move past it. I didn't see that energy when everybody had asked you. Let me ask you a question. Why did you vote for Taylor? I didn't see that energy there for you to go over there and sit with Jeremiah and talk that shit. I didn't see that there. You been real passive. You even been passive as hell in your connection with Shirley. But you just like to go and tell people what it is. You're fraud. Anywho, so Austin is now thinking more about Amaya and says that she's a breath of fresh air. I said, how long she been in the villa? At least a week, and now she's a breath of fresh air. You know what? I support it. I support it. Go where you're celebrated. And at this particular time, I do feel like Amaya is one to celebrate you. So go where you are celebrated. Because let me tell y'all something. Whenever these two got together, one thing I can appreciate was the fact that they had conversations that wasn't just on the surface of him talking about her connection with another person, right? It wasn't about that the whole time. Like she wanted to know about like why are you like this? He talks about high school and stuff. Another time he looking forward to being a dad, and they learning more about each other. And I'm like, yeah, I can't really recall for real those kind of conversations that you were having with Amaya. I'm sorry, not Amaya, but with Shelly. So I'm like, this might be a better go for you. This actually should have been the decision made a long time ago before Ace decided to throw a little curveball in it. Okay. But Hannah and Pepe talk, and she says yesterday was uncomfortable, and sometimes you have to break down to break through. And now she's feeling better about giving him a chance. And Pepe says he came to be honest and respectful and not hide anything or play games. And I say, you sure? Because your ex is airing you out, from my understanding, talking about you lying about a few things. But I don't know, because they are ex. Sometimes the exes do be tripping. Okay, sometimes the exes can be a piece of jealous. That some of them, not all. And then sometimes the exes could be telling a dead ass truth about you as well. So I don't know. So then she goes on to kiss the man, and she says he continues to wow her. In what way? How did he wow you? The producers wowed you when they sent your ass on a trip. Okay, they sent y'all on a little boat. Y'all went out there and y'all explored. Y'all did y'all thing. I'm confused on how Pepe wows you. Because he gave you the time to grieve the loss of Charlie going out of the villa. Hell, he was acting like he needed that time as well. I am confusion, Hannah, on how he wows you so much. Hannah and her I keep thinking rom com. I just keep thinking it's giving Lifetime movie. You know what I'm saying? It's giving a piece of Netflix that people don't really watch as much. Okay, those love stories packed up in there, like that's what it's giving, and it irritates me so much. Like when she be trying to give all these passionate kisses, and I said, producers, why? And maybe it's me because I get annoyed with how she be over there kissing folks, all passionate, and I'm like, girl, you really need to tone it down. And producers, more than anything, why do y'all spend so much? Why do y'all give her so much camera time when she kissing? Why do y'all give her so much camera time when she? I feel like we be sitting up there watching this bitch kiss forever. I be like, I be tapping the 10, say 10, 10, 10, 10, say, damn, we still on the kiss? We still on the kiss? Let me just slide it down a little bit because it's just too much. Okay, let's ease back off of them. Soon as they get ready to go in, let's go to the next scene. Soon as the heads come, next scene. Okay, do I need to get in the editing room? It's too much. Okay. So Taylor and Olandria, she tells him about the date. He wanted to know about it. He asked if they kissed. She was like, no, hell no. And I'm like, I thought that they did kiss. Did they not? She said he went in for her cheek. And maybe that's what I was noticing when we talked about it yesterday. I was saying, I didn't know if she was trying to avoid the kiss or she wasn't expecting it or what. But I thought they kissed on the lips. She said it was the cheek, whatever it is, it happened. Okay. She says that Jalen is more of a physical person. I don't think that Jalen is more physical than Taylor is. Honestly, I feel like Jalen gives you a lot of space. In my personal, Jalen, the difference is Jalen see, you like a little piece of toxic because you also are not used. Well, I ain't gonna say you like toxic, but you're just not used to guys like Jalen that also give you those compliments. I feel, even though that's what you yearn. You yearn for, like, he willingly gave you things. He gave you space. He asked for permission. I feel like when it came to Taylor, Taylor didn't ask for permission, nor did he try to kiss your ass. For real, for real. And the times that he did kiss you, he just went for it. And maybe that's a turn off for some people. Don't ask me, just feel the moment and just do it. Some people feel like that, right? But I'm trying to figure out what it is about Taylor. What is it about Taylor that you so hooked on Taylor? So Taylor is acting like Alandria is really starting to like him. He feels like she is, or other way around, whichever one. So they go to the photo booth, and at the end of the day, I was just like, okay, Alandria really likes this guy. I really like Alandria, but I just want you to be happy. Ultimately, just go do you, boo. And the fact that you let go of Jalen, a guy that came into the villa that was so focused on you and wanted to get to know you and zoned in, y'all, she gonna be with Taylor to the end of this season. I do not. No. I do not see her being with anybody after Casa Amor unless her and Taylor have some sort of a big hiccup. I feel like Taylor is in a good spot to play the game very safely, and he knows exactly what it is that he's doing. But I do think by the end of all of this, I think he is going to like her by then, because he's gonna be so used to her after, like, what, a month or so. I think that he is going to start liking her. Um, but if Olandria wins, y'all, we're gonna have to give it to Taylor too, child. We're gonna have to give it to Taylor. And y'all, we might have to be okay with that. Because a lot of y'all didn't want Serena to get it last year, but we loved us some Cordell, right? Right? But at some point, I was okay with Serena getting it, okay? I was okay with it because I was seeing it. I just needed her to see it. That's why I needed the stuff to go down in Casa more so that she could see that that's really the one for you. You feel what I'm saying? So we might have to be okay with it. But y'all let me know. All right. So they go to the photo booth, all of that. So Huda gets out the bed and she goes outside to cry like a girl. Huda. So it's nighttime and everybody get ready to go to sleep or whatever. Okay. Huda sits up. She looks down there. She gets up. She goes outside, y'all. Again, when I tell y'all, honestly, as much as I did not like how Nick flipped on old boy, because it really was, you're doing wrong here, you're doing wrong there. Why didn't you get up and go after your girl and all of this extra? Like, Nick really did get on my nerves, but I have to be honest. Nick wasn't wrong. For real. Nick wasn't wrong. And neither was Ace. We don't have to like it. But when Ace said that that boy was fake, he knew it. And he's like, one or both of you motherfuckers is fake. It's either you and Huda or something is fake. Y'all got an agenda or something is going on and it's not making sense. The fact that when Huda got up and walked out, Jeremiah unpulled the cover and looked up. Now, granted, I know it's all dark in the room and he may not, have known who got up. But once that door opened, I feel like he saw the silhouette and he knew who it was. And that boy still didn't go up to go outside to check on her. So he wasn't feeling you. And this is where I feel like, Jeremiah did things throughout this episode and others, of course, to let us know that he's full of shit. And it's just what it is. However, Huda definitely did some things to herself. She did. And this is going to be hopefully a really good learning experience for her as a mother and how she goes about dealing with her connections in this villa. Don't give nobody so much access to you. And when Jeremiah went to her to have that conversation, she couldn't take it, but he wasn't lying in that moment either. Okay? You don't cross the line, and it's crazy how it happens so much to a lot of girls. Like, let's not even think about inside the villa, just like in everyday life. Y'all may meet a guy after a month or so. You may let him smash. I don't know. Maybe y'all quicker than that. Maybe it take maybe 2 months. I don't know what y'all time frame is, and then they just stop talking to you because the whole goal was to get it in with you like that, and you made it a little piece of easy for him. Okay, so that's on Huda. And he was still gonna sit there next to you and play in your so you know what's crazy? Like, yes, Huda could potentially be right about America just a little bit, but she actually wrong. So let me tell y'all. Yes, we chose to separate them because she does give toxic. They both give toxic energy, and she was doing too much, right? Like he said, I feel like your actions may be the reason why, America didn't want us together. But at the same time, she's thinking that America wants her to see something. Listen, it is kind of showing itself, even though that's not really why we voted. A vast majority of us did not vote for that reason. It is showing itself to her that this mother don't like you like that for real. He was ready to play the game and has hinted at it more than one time. So when Huda ran over there to the girls yesterday and she was talking about, he's trying to leave me for such and such. He's trying to leave me for such and such so he could keep playing the game or something like that. No, oops. I mean, she really wasn't wrong, but at the same time, oops. Like, okay, well, if you knew he was playing a game, you should have known at some point you could potentially get played. Anywho, whether you're playing the game or not, you just got to know that that's a possibility with all the different switch ups that happen. And then for it to be so early on, don't expect him to be so loyal to you like that. And he really showing it. So anywho, she gets out of bed, she goes and cries, but he does go and check on her the next morning. Not in the moment, but the next morning. But it seemed like she didn't really want to be bothered with him because, of course, she's still mad that he laying in the bed with old girl. BITCH, you're not finna have me go sleep outside with Ace and get chewed up. If I'm staying right here. If I want to lay in this bed, that's where I'm gonna lay at. It is. Well, what you wanted me to do? Come out my bed and come lay in your bed? I couldn't do that because I'm coupled up with somebody else. Those are the rules of the game. Now, I probably could have slept outside, but I'm not finna do that. And if you didn't want to see what was happening inside the room, then take your ass outside. Act like it ain't happening. You go outside and sleep under a tent. Hello? Okay? So, anywho, so Nick tells Ace he thinks Huda and Jeremiah are a bit toxic. And then Ace said, a little bit. Where you been? Nick says, listen, I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm done. This is sucking up my energy, and I don't have time for this shit, okay? So I said, you ain't got time for it, but you walk right into the bathroom to talk about it with Jeremiah. Okay, so Jeremiah says that he wants to be happy and at peace, and he doesn't know if he can do that with Huda. No, you can't. You can't do that with Huda. You guys are best apart, 1000%. He does still make her breakfast, though, even though I think Pepe was going to make her breakfast. And he was like, yo, do you think Huda's going to get some breakfast? Jeremiah going to do it? Taylor was like, well, I mean, he ain't down here. If he was down here, he would have been doing it. He would have already been down here. So, you know what? I'll just take it to her. So, that's what they did. Taylor took it to her, and then Jeremiah did take her some breakfast. And when he saw that she had it, he was like, dang. A little too late. It is what it is. So everybody meet up to talk about Huda. Y'all, this right here was an awesome scene. Please tell me what you guys felt about everybody meeting up. It was like they all made an agreement that we got to talk about this shit, okay? We didn't get to talk about it yesterday. It was too much going on, but we all got to talk about this as a collective while she over there working out, okay? When I tell you they is afraid of the hurricane Huda, it was crazy. So she over there working out. You had Sierra. You had Nick, Ace, Shelly, Taylor, Alandria. Baby, I was so here for this chit chat of a conversation. So Nick asked if he thinks I can't remember who he asked, but he asked if they think that a relationship oh, I think they said, I think he asked, do y'all think this is a relationship that should last, that we should fix or something like that? And Alandria said, no. If I'm being honest, I said, girl, the way you stay at my top is crazy. Okay? It is crazy the way she just be up here with it. The way she just be saying what a lot of us be thinking. She just be keeping it honest and everything. However, I still felt the way because you went and stood your ass behind Huda. I guess you wanted to give her a fair chance to find another partner since it wasn't going to be Jeremiah. But she said no. To be honest, no, I don't think that's something we should fix. I don't think that's something that they should work on. Like, So Nick says the toxic mess is affecting them and pretty much everybody there. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, we could tell. So Jeremiah tries to chat with Huda. He goes over there. She ain't really trying to talk to him though. And he was like, nonchalant. Okay. He was like, nonchalant queen. He did pull her for a hug. And she's like, oh, you're sweaty. So she's trying to be tough. And I don't be liking people like that. I do be feeling like people need to grow up a bit in my personal, because I understand you being mad, but it gives a situation where you want that person to run up behind you type of thing. And I just don't support. Like, let's just be grown-ups, okay? Say what's on your mind. Don't say SHI to push a person away and then expect them to just run up behind you and chase you all the time. Like, grow up. All right? But anywho, when he was over there calling her nonchalant, she was like, and is the nonchalant. So Sierra says that she was scared when Huda charged at Iris. Now, some people on Twitter feel like everybody was exaggerating the situation. Y'all just exaggerate. She was not going to put hands on that girl. Like, she was not going to do anything to her. Like, none of that was actually going to. I didn't feel that way. Well, BITCH, guess what? A lot of us felt that way, and the people in the actual villa seemed to be feeling that way as well. Sierra was scared. Oh, my. This girl she just charged up there being demanding, wanting to have a conversation. And I can understand if Iris felt like she couldn't even tell her no. Okay, let me go ahead this conversation with. Then she tell the dudes clear out in so many words. Okay, they get up and they scared. She around here showing her they don't know what the hell to do. So yeah, everybody should have been a little nervous because she crashing out. Okay. I'm talking about some everybody over exaggerated. No, they're exaggerated. That woman, that mother over exaggerated. That's what happened. So Shelly says Huda had to set a tone on who, Iris can and cannot talk to. And if you have to do that with every person that comes into the villa, who wants to get to know your person, like, that's a red flag. I was like, get into it. You better get into it. You better say the SHI that the people have been saying online. You better say the things the people have been saying online. Period. Okay. So Nick says the villa is drained. Okay. And he fed up with them. Okay. Huda walks past them and everybody trying to change the subject. Somebody said, oh, she coming this way. I think it was Sierra. Oh, she's on her way over here. She's coming this way. Okay. Nick just jumped. Baby, y'all know how Nick be full of shit. Okay. He just jumped and he says, so what kind of music? What kind of music? Here goes Shelly, R&B, 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 R&B. Yeah, R&B. And then you got Alandria said, wait, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I forgot. Like, what the hell was the conversation? I forgot. Like, girl, where the hell you been at? Okay, because how Alandria is thinking, in my opinion, she's so real that into how I'm thinking is that she'll continue to have the conversation in that whole face. Like, girl, I'm gonna keep talking about like what? Oh, that y'all changed the subject. I'm sorry. Well, what the hell? I thought we was talking about Huda. Like, what the hell we talking about? Music. Okay, girl, listen, I was too tickled. Thought it was too funny. So Jalen pulls Alandria for a chat. And Alandria says that she needed that massage. She needed that break to get away from the drama and the heaviness of it all from the night before, only for her to come back and still deal with more of the drama as the day progressed. So it was really a lot. And this is when my girl clocked in. My girl says, it's just been 2 weeks. Okay, she says, I understand it a bit, but girl, it's only been 2 weeks. I can see if it was 2 months. Like, she really need to thank God that it ain't been 2 months or 2 years. Like, we only been here for 2 weeks. I said, girl, we see each other. We see each other. Clock that tea. So then Jeremiah pulls Huda to say that because they got intimate so soon, that's where things ended up going wrong. If you ask me, I don't think that Jeremiah was wrong for saying that. I think he was absolutely right. Y'all got physical very quickly, okay? In more ways than one, and it escalated up, okay? I feel like honestly, when Huda had came back from that date, and she had told everybody, we had sex, ha ha ha, just kidding. I was like, at that time, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, and maybe we didn't see it yet. Wouldn't be surprised, especially when I ended up seeing them showering together. I said, oh, they showering together? Oh, okay. Very soon. Okay. All right. And you know what else is interesting? The fact that, they don't have their phones. They don't know what time it is. They don't know anything unless somebody tells them. Like, they just don't. They have a lost connection to the outside world, right? For Olandria to know that we're only in week 2, Huda, I know for a fact that you know that you only in week 2. And you're doing all of this after meeting a person for 2 weeks. Y'all know what I'm finna say. Y'all finna be mad. Jeremiah got some good zick. I don't know, girl. I don't know, girl. I don't know. He might got some good zick. Miss Bell crashing out. I don't know. I don't know if she would have went as hard had she not hopped on that zick. Okay, the night before. I don't know. But maybe it could have been a zick. Mm-mm. I got her girl stressed out. Girl, you got me down. You got me stressed out. Mm-mm. So then Jeremiah says that he think they should start off as friends again. And she says, I'm hurt after sharing so many vulnerable parts of myself, with you. Going back to friends is hard. And I do understand that. I do understand you gave up a lot of yourself so soon and now he just wants to be friends. I get that, but sometimes it's okay to reset. I don't think he was saying that he didn't want to be with her at all, period. But I think he wanted to start the connection back up from a different, with a different foundation. That's what I was taking it as. But, she didn't take it as that because Huda gives, it's my zick and I want it now. It's my money and I want it now. No, it's my zick and I want it now. That's kind of what it was giving. Like, I want this type of relationship and I want it now. No, ma'am. So Jeremiah says that he just wants to do it the right way. And then she says she can't be buddy buddy with him. He says he wished they were still in a couple so he could be there for her. And she says, but when we talked last night, you still slept in the bed with her. I saw somebody online trying to say that Huda doesn't know how this works when it comes to Love Island. So don't be so hard on her. Girl, what? And then proceeds to say that they barely know Huda. They still learning her too. I'm like, well, how do you know that you don't know how Love Island works? And even without Love Island, you should still know that you shouldn't be smashing no man after 2 weeks and then spazzing the fuck out. Okay? Knowing how the process, and she don't have to know how Love Island has worked in previous seasons to know that they're going to be bringing different women in and your coupling is going to be threatened. So, okay, chill on that. She's a mother. She know better. So, anywho, he says, why is the expectation for me to sleep in soul ties? Okay, when I'm also still feeling you. I'm like, forget all that feeling shit. Why is the expectation for me to sleep in soul ties when you could take your ass out there to soul ties? Okay, go lay at the foot of soul ties with Ace. Damn. So then she says she isn't going to elaborate and tell him what to do again. I'm like, I kind of feel like you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have been telling him what to do to begin with. A little bit. That's how I feel. So if he thinks this is going to make her like you, she said, if you think this going to make me like you, he was like, what the fuck? Because y'all know he loves that. He was like, what the fuck? What? I don't want to make you like me. Jeremiah, you be saying, I don't know. You just be saying the wrong stuff. You just be saying stuff. You be, maybe he meant that. Okay. So then he says, She says, then don't talk to me then. Okay, don't talk to me. So she get ready to walk off, and then she turns around and says, you don't care to make me like you, then stop talking to me. He said, I didn't say I don't care. I didn't say, I just said I don't want to make you like me. I just, I didn't say I didn't care if you don't like me. I just said I didn't want you to. I'm like, ugh, this is terrible. It kind of, I mean, I understand that's not exactly what he said, but then I also understand if she may have felt that way just a bit. Like, that's how it made me feel, like you don't care to say it like that. So Iris and Jalen talking about Huda's crash out, and Iris says, what Jalen said. Jalen was like, did she go? Is this number 2? Iris said, no, actually, it's number 15. Crash out. So when she saw them over there talking and Huda wrapping her legs with him and stuff, she was like, oh, I am done with you. Like, I'm done with y'all toxic. Y'all can have each other. It's too much. It's too much. But I love that side conversation between the both of them. I said, Iris is getting into the game just a little bit, ain't it? It definitely was given the 15th crash out. Okay, in a span of likely 24 hours. Yes, ma'am. You're correct. So she goes to tell everyone, no, first Jeremiah says that okay, Huda tells Jeremiah that clearly what he wants, she doesn't want to do. So take care, brother. Okay. So then Jeremiah says he thought he found a healthy solution. And if she can't see that, then that's cool. That's fine. Go ahead on. So then she goes to tell everyone she's done. She says that he's delusional. Huddle says that Jeremiah said he doesn't care to make her like him. And she's like, boys, suck my dick. In so many words. Okay. Well, no, I think she said get the fuck off my dick. But anyway, so she's been complaining this whole time. When I tell y'all the faces that Taylor and Nick was making was everything to me. When Taylor was looking at him like that, and you got Nick raising his eyebrow. When I tell y'all that scene, y'all need to go ahead and clip that and make that a GIF for Twitter. Go ahead and get the clipping on that one and make that a GIF. And please at me when one of y'all see it, okay? Because I love that moment where she just talking and talking and talking and talking. And notice everybody was pretty quiet, but the people that were, appeasing her was like Amaya and Hannah. And for the most part, they don't really been the only two that's been showing up to really support her for real, because everybody else is just sick of this shit. Okay? But I love that so freaking much. So Taylor like, damn, we back on this again? Like, oh, I ain't even got gas for this. Like, my tank is below E. I said, not the tank being below E. Oh, he tired. So Alandria and Nick checks in with Jeremiah, and he says that, we're just different. We're just different. I don't really blow up at her like she blows up at me. And Amaya over there telling Huda, yeah, you guys just speak different languages. And I said, duh, Sherlock. Of course they speak in 2 different languages. No shit. So Taylor is tired. Okay. He's tired of it all. Jeremiah says she brings up kids and marriage. So this is when Austin was over there. So they're talking about bringing up kids, marriage, and all of that. And he's like, yo, we're just like a week or 2 in, like just slow down a little bit. But I also feel like you was going along though. If that is something that y'all talked about, which is why Huda said in the shower, my husband would never, that's because you were love bombing her and you were going along with it, knowing that you weren't trying to be at the same place. So when Ace was clocking your tea and everybody was mad at Ace wasn't wrong when he said somebody has more feelings than the other. And yes, Huda had more feelings than Jeremiah. That is not why America voted. However, you're starting to see some things for yourself, okay? Now that you're separated from this man. All right. Then they slip up and talk about Huda having a child, and Austin's like, wait, Huda got a kid? Let me tell y'all, that was so funny. And it just lets you know how they keep Austin out the loop of Granted, I feel like everybody in the villa know though. Of course the bombshells know because they already saw it. But everybody in the villa knew except for Austin. That is hilarious to me. I'm surprised, like, nobody told Austin. That is hilarious. Like, you gotta go though. So anywho, Jeremiah and Iris. So Iris says she feels like she's walking on eggshells every time she tries to talk to Jeremiah. And Jeremiah is trying to move forward and says that he doesn't want her to feel like she's a plan B. Excuse me? Is anyone in there? She has to be a plan B if you are not interested because she's not your type. It's plan B for me. And the gag is you may think that America actually wants you with Iris, that we don't. We wanted you away from Huda. So now you're about to be fake as hell, and your colors are going to continue to show as you not win that prize at the very end. Don't care. Good luck to you. So Iris tells him whatever he wants to do, then follow your heart. Okay. Iris is really tapped out, y'all. I really thought Iris. I thought Iris was gonna walk out that bitch at some point in life. I thought Iris was gonna say, fuck this shit for real. Like, I got to go. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and deal with this. Oh, but who? Him? Oh, no, ma'am. Okay. I thought Iris was for the pack her up. I really thought that she was gonna probably switch places with somebody and just say, baby, just let me up out this, please. So Ace invites Shelly to his home, Soul Ties. And he over there staring at Shelly, and she like, don't stare at me. And I'm like, girl, you are absolutely gorgeous. Like, face card is ridiculous. Like, of course, people are going to stare at you, but I do understand it feeling uncomfortable. Okay. So he says that he wants his face on his stomach. Are you that obsessed with yourself to want your own face? Like, it wasn't enough to get every person in your family face tatted on you, that you want your own face tatted on you? Y'all just be wasting ink. Just be wasting the ink. Anywho, then he says if he gets married, or if we get married, he'll put her face on there. And she was like, all you gotta do is ask. I said, ask what? You talking about the proposal? Oh, you that locked in, huh? Girl, slow down. You moving way too fast. Okay, slow down. Because we don't know how this. I do feel like she was joking though. But again, I just feel like I just want Shelly to continue to have her guard up with Ace. Because as she's already said, every time a new person comes into the villa, he's just ready to swing whichever way. And just because they're coupled up, to me, and I'm glad they're finally coupled up, because I'd rather see them together than her and Austin. But it's just because you guys are coupled up isn't guaranteeing anything. So, we shall see. So then she said she wanted to sleep out there with him. I'm like, okay, that could be arranged. I wonder if he gonna try and set up some type of Soul Ties nightcap or something out there. But anywho, Sierra tells Huda that she did y'all catch that? Sierra is really tired of her. Honestly, at the end, I thought Sierra was gonna stand behind Jalen. I really did. Because Sierra told her, she's like, listen, I just want to say that I think that all of the name calling of Jeremiah needs to calm down a bit. I was like, somebody, finally, I'm glad somebody told her. Okay, so once she clocked her on that, then I believe Alandria was trying to ask her about her deal breakers, and she was like, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like, I don't have anything to say. Yeah, now you don't. Because you was ready to crash out more and just talk about Jeremiah and how he needs to show up and what he needs to do or whatever it was. You were ready to vent to the ladies until Sierra clocked you and told you, listen, all that name calling that you're doing, it needs to calm down a bit. Then you didn't want to have no conversation. See, she don't like to be corrected. She think that she's supposed to do whatever she wants to do. She don't like correction. She don't like to be told about herself. Even when Jeremiah tries to tell her, she tries to overtalk. She talk too long. He barely can get some stuff in. Then when he tells her, she don't listen to understand, take in what they're saying. She listens to react. Like, ma'am, it is disrespect, girl. You need to grow up. That's just what it's giving for me. Like, you need some work on yourself. And the good thing for you, in a sense, the embarrassment that you're going to receive coming out of this villa, and I'm not talking about from people, saying negative things to her. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know, how people they could just go super hard, like in her comments and on social media and stuff. And sometimes people actually search their name because they want to hear what's being said. But I also feel like just watching this show back and seeing how you reacted, like that right there may be enough of the medicine that she needs to change some of her behavior, because you're living out some terrible moments on television in front of millions of people. Like, that's a lot. So we want you to learn something from this. We were rooting for you. It's definitely giving heavy on the Tyra Banks. I was rooting for you. Learn something from this, okay? You're a mother. I'm a mother. I once was a single mother. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Crash out like that. I haven't done it. People sitting up there talking about something else. No, they said we're Huda. Huda is us and we're Hood. Who is we? Who is who? Who's who of America? Because not I'm not her. No, ma'am. Not after no damn 2 weeks. No, ma'am. We are not the same. Okay. So that's weird. That's a different mother. But anywho, so Sierra tells her that she needs to chill out on that, and then Nick tells Jeremiah about Hurricane Huda. That's her new name. She need to change her social media to Hurricane Huda. Huda. And he says that she needs to move on from the topic or something like that. And then Huda wanted to talk about Jeremiah. We got into all of that. So Huda gets into her feelings as soon. So they going downstairs. Jeremiah says, yeah, I'm gonna walk with Iris. And they're like, oh, word, yeah, like that's what I'm coupled with. Like I'm gonna walk down with her. So also at this point, after Huda showed her it's on Jeremiah outside earlier, at this point he was choosing violence, period. The goal was to choose about violence from this moment forward, and I just felt like, okay, this is where you're not on a, like, I feel like you may have had some of us people that vote, you may have still had support from us, but now it's just like I think it's gotten lower based on how he handled things from that moment on, right? Because honestly, you don't like Iris like that, but you are faking, you are pretending and acting like you like her, absolutely, and you're doing this to piss her out off. I feel like you want to see her crash out again because, like I told y'all, I feel like he enjoys that toxic mess. When she was over there trying to snap off on him and say, "You can do your thing, but I'm watching," and he was like, he started laughing, and then he said, "Oh, you're so cute." He likes that type of stuff. He likes that. I don't know if he feels like that makes him more attractive. He looks better. I don't know what. I don't know what be going through his head, but baby, when Hood'll come up off you, Huda, I'm still not voting for you. Okay. However, listen. Okay. When Huda comes up off you, I do need you to be there for a few more days. Just a few more. Cause you think she was crashing out. We gonna see. We gonna see what you over there talking about. But yeah, you're a problem. So anywho, so Huda, yeah. So Huda gets in her feelings about Jeremiah. So when he comes downstairs, Iris is trying to sit in her seat. I don't feel like he really pulled the chair out for her, like, have a seat, once they get down there. I think she was just trying to grab a seat. And it's something that anybody would do, just move a seat so you can sit down, pull it out so you can get to it type thing. I don't think it was like an intentional, when you're on a date and the guy goes and he pulls out your seat so you can sit down and, pushes it back up. It wasn't one of those things. It was just like some friends standing around a bar trying to get to the seat. He's like, oh, okay, let me get this for you. And she crashes again. Like, girl, she crashes again. And it's crazy because I'm thinking about the ocean. That's like one of her, I'm thinking about the beach. That's one of her dream dates and how the waves just crash. Like, she did one of them soft crashes this time, okay? And so she goes off and she gets to crying and everything. And I'm like, girl, here we go. You over here crying is week 2, but you also telling this man you don't want nothing to do with him. So I need you to pick one. Which one is it? Okay. So Hannah says that she needs a man and not a little boy. And I said, you letting Hannah give you this conversation? The one that acts like a little girl? Oh, horny little girl like that. Let me not, because I don't want to put little girls and that word in the same sense. But it's giving a young college student, a horny young college student is what I will say. Okay, Miss Hannah. Miss Hannah a little thotty waddy. I'm sorry. I truly believe that. I feel like she's a little thotty waddy, and that's just what that is. Let me see. So yeah, so Hannah says that she needs a man, not a little boy, and she's a mother above anything and all of that. And I'm like, girl, shut up. Shut up. She been a mama since she came in here. She still been out here showing her. Okay. The fact that y'all still supporting her clownery, you and Amaya, which is so ironic because both of y'all came in at the same time. Everybody else, I said, notice how Hannah and Amaya the only ones running up to her to support her. Everybody else is getting the hell out of Dodge because they don't want to have shit to do with it. So then Amaya and Austin are talking, and that's where they connect and they try to get to know some things about each other or whatever. And she asked him to pick her up and stuff. And that's when you had Hannah down there like, oh, I said, yeah, she's so childish. Hannah is so childish to me. It it's not necessarily like a Kaylor though. I think Kaylor was a bit more mature. Kaylor just cried too much. But Hannah, you are just a child to me. Like you're just so childish. So anywho, Taylor had to say, "Girl, stop." I said, I know that's about right, girl. Like you doing too much. We trying to be nosy and you bringing attention to us. Trying to be extra because you want some attention. Ugh. So Ariana arrives and it's time for the recoupling, honey. And I'm ready for it. So it's time for the recoupling. And I really liked how they did this recoupling. So of course they had all of the doors with names on it. And with the names on it, the girls had to text who the guy is that they wanted to be with. And I appreciate them making this a situation where both parties had a decision. Because I thought it was the girl's turn to make a decision. Because the last time it was the guy's turn to make a decision. And typically it would be a girl going home after a guy has gone home. So the fact that they getting rid of yet another guy, I was like, oh, okay, well, let's get into it then. So the girls are behind the door. The guys have to get up. And I feel like the girls kind of did make the decision in this sense or whatever. So they get up. The guys go in front of the doors. You had Nick choosing Sierra. We already knew that was going to be smooth sailing. Pepe chose Hannah. After she just cried her eyes out over Charlie, like her long lost love was leaving her to go off to war or something, she's sitting up there and they asked her about whether you think America got it right. And she was like, yeah, I think they got it right. Okay, I guess. But they just got it wrong, but now it's right. Okay. So then Austin chose Amaya. Okay. And Shelly is wondering, when did they even make a connection? I said, when you was too busy focusing on Ace, that's when they made a connection. I'm so glad that they did. All right. So then Ace chose Shelly and he says she challenges him to think out of the box and to be vulnerable. And as soon as he opened that door and got his girl, he went ahead and kissed her. I said, oh, okay. So this isn't affecting your boundaries, Ace. You're good with this because you're actually interested in her. So your boundaries aren't pressed. Okay, cool. Great. Awesome. Shout out to everybody we got in the chat, over 800 people. Please make sure that you're liking up the video. If we could get to 300 or even 400 likes while we're on the live, that'd be great. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. So then Taylor chose Alandria, but before Taylor chose Alandria, Jalen tried to choose Alandria, and we already knew where this was going. I feel like we really knew when they came back from that trip and she jumped on top of Taylor. I said, yeah, she going, but I told y'all that yesterday. I said, she going back to him. And that's exactly what happened. And she said that she felt great. She said, this feels like home. So she's happy. I don't think a person going to be able to come in and compete with him because she just stuck on him. So, okay. Jeremiah chose Iris. And that was shocking because they was messy for this. And I like how they did it. They had Huda and Iris's door side by side. And the fact that he went and walked down the middle, y'all, I really thought Jeremiah was going to choose Huda. I was like, now watch you go back to this toxic girl. Watch. But Jeremiah, I don't know if you played yourself or not, but I also felt like when you try to act like your friends don't influence your decision or your decisions, they do. Because I feel like you did that to prove a point to your boys a little bit. Not so much as because you really have a real connection with Iris when we already heard you say she's not even your type, right? You did that for the boys. You wanted to have a gag moment and a wow moment, and you did. Because the messy part was the girls being able to hear behind the door what woman was chosen. So when Ariana said, Jeremiah, you chose Iris. Why? Baby, Huda was sick. My girl dropped to her knees. She dropped to her knees in tears. It was a bit sad, but not really. It's like, girl, you did it to yourself. Oh well. But I did think he was gonna pick you, and you did all of that big talk. You did all that big talk and leave me alone and this, that, and the other, and you still chose him. However, what other options did she really have? She didn't really have no other one. She had to choose him for real. And she was hoping that she was going to have her Disney moment where when she opened that door, Prince Charming was going to be on the other side ready to swoop her up and make this right. No, I really do think he made the right decision though. I do. Just a bit shocked. I feel bad for Iris though because it's not genuine. So he says that she was thrown into a SHI storm and she always checked on him and supported him and he is excited to see where it goes. It was the excited to see where it goes for me because you're a liar. And I was likely saying that at the same time that Huda was saying that he was a liar because you are. Okay, she's not your type. Remember, if they don't play that at movie night, so Huda says that he told her that so Huda came out. She was expecting Jeremiah. She chose Jeremiah. She's shocked. And they asking her why she's shocked. And she said, because he told me that she wasn't his type. He don't really like her like that. And he wouldn't even try to sleep in the bed with her. Okay. And I'm like, I don't think he really said he didn't want to. Did he say that? I don't remember him saying he didn't want to sleep in the bed with her, but he did say that's not his type. I think, yes, he would rather sleep in the bed with you because he has a connection with you, but he's still sleeping in the bed with her. You know what I'm saying? So I guess. So, anywho, this was another chance, she said, for him to prove that. And once again, he failed. And she says, congratulations, you're a Zeke. That's what she said. She says, enjoy it with your safe option. She wasn't lying. So Austin is laughing. Austin is laughing. Austin turning his head, getting his life. Okay. Everybody else like, wow, damn, that's fucked up. Everybody shook up, right? So then Austin, he's laughing, and Taylor, did y'all see Taylor? Taylor like this. Taylor like, what the hell going on? Oh, I loved it. So the what you call it asked, I think Ariana asked Taylor like why he was laughing or whatever the case is. He said, cuz like I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this, you know, merry-go-round of toxicity or whatever that they got. Like, I think he made the best choice. Sorry. I'm not sorry. So that's what Austin said, Hannah. Okay. And but did y'all catch Jeremiah's face the entire time? He had a slight grin on his face. And that kind of annoyed me a little bit because I'm like, yeah, ever since she said what she said earlier on, and it's okay if you don't like what she said. However, I just feel like you made a mission to do what you do for the rest of the day. I feel like you wanted her to eat her words or something like that. So you wanted to walk Iris down. And then at the end of it, you chose Iris. Not Ira, but Iris. You chose her. And then when the girl was standing up there by herself, you had like a slight grin, like, like, I don't give a damn, like, girl, you. And I still smash. Okay. That's crazy. That made me think of Baby Boy for the people that saw Baby Boy. Remember when Jody was driving and he had stuck his tongue out at that girl, but he had already smashed her? Like, I think he already smashed her, but he was like, I don't want to or whatever. It was giving that type of energy. Like, girl, yeah, I already smashed. Like, what else is going on? Yikes. So, now it's time for them to stand behind the person that they want to stay. And it's Jalen and it's Huda. And Huda finds herself in this situation right at the bottom yet again. And you only had 4 people to stand behind Jalen. And then everybody else stand behind Huda. Ace went up there and stood behind Huda, but he only did that for his boy Taylor. Because he knows that Jalen wants Olandria. And I'm gonna stand behind this person in an effort to get you out the house, even though I don't like Huda. You know what I'm saying? I could deal with her, but I can't have you taking my boy out. So you gotta go, fam. That's why I feel like he stood behind. Now, why? And I also understood why Taylor stood behind Huda as well. Like, you my competition. Like, I'm not gonna give you another leg up. Like, why would I do that? Like, that's dead. Bye. But I'm wondering, why did Iris stand behind Huda and not stand behind Jalen, only for her to go off and start crying and say how emotional this been for her, and she came in with Jalen and all this and that. Girl, you could have just stood over there behind him. Honestly, you already saw he was losing the vote, so it wasn't really a need to stand behind Huda. I also feel like you may have thought, I feel like Iris was scared, for real, for real. I feel like Iris may have been thinking that, oh, she has more votes, so I don't want to go and stand behind him, and then we have more of an issue. And the issue's not just Jeremiah, but it's also the fact that, I didn't stand behind her. But I also feel like, girl, if you only knew after you had a conversation with her, telling her what happened and how that man wasn't checking up on her, asking about her, or whatever the case was, when y'all talked this whole time, she still turned around and said that she didn't really trust you and you was full of shit. You ain't a girl's girl. If you only knew and you still went up there and stood behind her and she called you a bitch every chance she got, like, yeah. And I don't feel bad for Huda either, though. Like, girl, you did all of that cock blocking. You did all of that, and that girl still ended up with your man. Yikes. But I don't think that she should have, I don't know, forget her. She gonna be here anyway. Let me show a little piece of loyalty somewhere else. I don't even much know you like that. I just got up in the villa. And that could be the reason why she stood behind her, because she just got up in the villa. But yeah, nah, that's dead. That's dead. So the next episode, the girls are getting tired of Huda. Sierra already put it out. The Sierra said, let me tell y'all something. Girl, I ain't got too many more times to be sitting up here saving this bitch, okay? It's really giving 3 strikes and you're out. I'm not going to continue to play with you, girl. So she do something else, I'm just going to have to let her go. I'm going to have to take a stance, and I'm going to stand on it. And she going to be out this house. So we'll have to see. Huda did go over and she hugged on Iris and told her that she really appreciated her, for having her back, because she knows that she's been thrown into a lot of stuff, had a lot of things going on, but she really appreciated her for, still wanting to support her. And obviously she saw something in her. Nah, she probably felt guilt or something, but that wasn't even her guilt to carry. And I wish she wouldn't have stood behind you. It's because, honestly, you had 8 people. If she would have stood behind Jalen still would have went home. But, like, what was the reason? And you know what else? I also wonder if she felt like it was most of the couples, majority of them were splitting off. Like, the guys would go here, girls would go there. Except for Shelly and Ace and Taylor and Alandria. So I don't know why she was like the last. Was she the last one chosen? But yeah, I guess. But that's what happened. Another good episode, I shall say. Those are my thoughts on it. Shout out to the likes. If we could get 7 more likes to round it off to 300, that would be great. And if you're watching this after the fact, let's go ahead and get the likes up as high as we can get them. I do appreciate it. And that's that. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm just checking out some previous videos, and we're always getting close to that 1,000 mark, but we don't necessarily hit it. So if y'all are able to go ahead and hit it up and we get to 1,000 likes, that'll be awesome. But that's all I got for you guys at this time. I thank you all so much for being here and enjoying the video and watching. Whether you're watching and you're enjoying it, or you're watching and you're mad because I don't agree with anything you're talking about and I don't like Huda. It is what it is. Thanks for watching, though. Okay, but that's all that I have. I'm Jamie, that's me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Oh, you know what? Before I go, I have to get these super chats real quick. I wanted to do them at the end, and I have to keep interrupting. So thank you so much, Mrs. Samuels. I just love your reviews. Always entertaining. Favorite channel. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Jamie Carter, thank you so much for the super chat. The way Huda acts makes me wonder about her parenting for real. She goes from 0 to 1,000, literally over nothing, and nothing ever happens how she say it did. Thank you so much for the super chat. I kind of hinted and mentioned that on yesterday. I would hope that she's a bit more softer with her child, but I definitely understand anybody questioning that. And another thing she said to me that I did not like was when she said that she likes for her partner to be obsessed with her. I don't like that. To me, okay, I feel like you want them to be as obsessed with you as you are with them. And to me, I just feel like that sounds a bit problematic to me, especially as a mother. But those are my thoughts, right? But yeah, that's all that I got for you guys at this time. All right, I'm gonna get out of here for real, y'all. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Tell them I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. cashed out at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel the pool